Hey traders, it's Chris Buss with Traders Profit Compass with a afternoon update for Friday, October 2nd. Okay, we've had some really wild action, some really fast moves, which is great if you're on top of it and you know your levels and you're nimble and you're not locked in. A lot of opportunities here. When we last spoke a couple hours ago, we had this bar come down and then the following bar reach down to this 332 level to essentially back test the opening low, which held, and then there was a huge bounce up and actually took out this 335, but that looks like a head fake at this point because now we've got a large bar back down below into the range, and there's been a huge divergence between SPY, IWM, and the Qs, with SPY and IWM dramatically outperforming the Qs, which seem like they're being used as an ATM for rotation into more cyclical names. Banks are doing well, industrials are doing well. Actually, energy, even though oil's down, is green on the day, which I found really interesting. But anyways, now it looks like we're heading down, and if you got short on this 335 break, then stay short against it and see if we get follow through down to the bottom of the this $3 box. And that's just the nature of this volatility. Testing ranges, going back down, testing again. It's chopped to the extreme. And if it's not your deal to try and trade this, hey, I completely respect that. If it's an environment you're not comfortable in, just sit tight. There's always opportunities coming and going, and the best thing to do if you're not quite sure is don't do anything. So here we've dropped down below, and now it favors a move back down to the bottom of the box. Oh boy. Here we go. Qs, very weak on the FANG names. Here we are testing this 275 level. You saw on the prior bars a deep reach down to the top of the gap that held, and we got that bounce. But now, after a touch of this 277, it looks like we're rolling over again. And I wouldn't be surprised. This isn't a prediction. It's just saying if we come down to this gap level again, and there's any kind of momentum behind that, you might see this gap fail this afternoon, depending on what kind of selling pressure comes in. But first things first, it's got to break below 275, and as long as that holds, it is support. So I do favor a move down. You can see the momentum on PPO is now below zero. A big break on RSI, well below 50, but not yet oversold. So depending on what they want to do this afternoon into the close, yeah, they're either going to come down here and make a run at this gap, or kind of hold it here towards 275. I favor lower just because of the structure and the selling that's going on in the Qs and in the market leading names. So let's dive into that and take a look and see what we can find. Let's quickly stop at IWM. It filled the gap, now is broken below. Just as we said this morning, the key here is the uptrend line and 151. Despite the outperformance, it actually went green here a little bit ago. Despite the outperformance, should price drop below 151, then at least on this short-term time frame, that would be bearish, and there may be a move down here to 149.50. But as it stands, bulls are still okay, above the channel line and above 151. Facebook came down to tag that 260 that we talked about. So that is your new level to watch. If there will be a break below, then that would target 255. So key off at 260 this afternoon. If you had gotten short from 264, just stay short. You should be fine. You can move your stops down if you want, but you know, that's personal preference. But if you got a good entry point, stay short, because I think they're gonna do some more selling in these market leading names. Apple, same story. Came down, is testing this 113 level, and you can tell how important it is because we've had several hours of testing that level, and the more times, you know, it's tested, the higher the probabilities that that level will eventually go. So key off of 113, and if it breaks, your target is 110, and if it holds, the bulls live to fight another day. So that's your line, pretty clear. Amazon came down to this 30.50 level and is clinging to it. I would be short below, and above I would be nothing. I think I've seen enough today that I would not trust any little bounce here above 31.50. I would be leaning to the downside. And if you got, you know, short on this back test of this trend line, you've got a beautiful entry, and I would look for lower and possibly to fill this gap down to 3100 to close out the day. You can see that the RSI has broken back below 50, so that's a bearish move, and momentum is rolling over. So looking pretty weak, all things considered. Same thing with Microsoft. We had talked about this 208 level. Broke below, took a deeper look and recovered, but still below 208. I think you can stay short below it. Now that is a big resistance level. So once support breaks, then it becomes resistance. So if you're short, you can stay short against this 208 level and see if there's more selling to bring it down towards the 205-ish level this afternoon. Netflix, bad look. We've got a bearish cross on the PPO, and we've got a trend line break on RSI, and a trend line break here on price, breaking below. The line that's got to hold is 505. If you had gotten short up here, great, I'd stay short. If you're not in it, I would wait to see what happens at 505. If that were to break this afternoon, then you would probably see a pretty fast move down towards 495. There'll be another chance to save it for the bulls right here at 505. And if they're going to make a stand, it's going to be right here this afternoon. And then we'll know. So that's your key level this afternoon, 505. Bulls okay above. Bears in full control on a break of 505. Google lost that 1465 level, so now it's got a bearish posture. If you're trading it, I would stay short against 1465. and if there's further weakness, I would anticipate that there's a little gap here that I don't have colored in, but you can see it right here down to 1435 would be a fill. So your key level remains 1465. Tesla clinging to 1420. We had said a break of 1430 would find 1420 pretty quickly. That's what happened. Now 1420 is your level. If that doesn't hold, I would anticipate 1410 to 1405 if they go after it hard this afternoon. So if you're already short, I would stay short and key off of that 1420 level and see what happens. Okay, just to kind of set the table of where we're at heading into the close. Qs are dramatically underperforming. They seem to be using those market leading FANG names as an ATM to rotate into some of the more cyclical names. If they sell the Qs really hard and close on the lows, or take out the lows and finish very poorly, I wouldn't be afraid to take a small short into the weekend only on the Qs in anticipation of further selling into Monday if there's a really poor close. If they close it higher, ramp it into the close, I think it's a nothing. I wouldn't try to get too cute over the weekend. I would go home, flat. That's how I would play that. I wouldn't try to get too cute with SPY or IWM unless there's some, catastrophic sell-off, which I'm not anticipating, just because I think they're doing enough buying in those cyclical sectors to keep that elevated. I think the focus is on the Qs heading into this afternoon and into the weekend. This will probably be my last video before the end of the day, but towards the close, I will send out a written note to subscribers on my thoughts, in the last 45 minutes of the day. So there's, time to do something, see how it closes, and hopefully those comments will be helpful on how you want to position if you're an active trader, and as far as taking home anything over the weekend. So hope it helps. Hope you're keeping your wits about you. I know there's been a lot of quick, fast action today. I hope you're able to take advantage of it. The levels have been working out really, really well, and if that's your thing, I hope they're working for you, and hope you're having a really good day. So this has been Chris Buss with Traders Profit Compass. I will talk to you later on. Thank you.